I think. I just want to kind of see where we're at getting set up today. This is a little bit further down than I care to see it. Let's do that right there. Let's see. Let me see. All right, we're looking pretty good so far. Um, been a day today, so it's good to be on here. So, hey everybody, I'm Ryan. We're gonna be working in the greenhouse today, as you can see from the from our. I'm gonna raise this up. And look, I'm looking down at you guys today. What did I do here? Why did I make that so far down? We don't want that. There we go. That's better. There we go. Okay. So, anyways, in Ryan Howe here in the greenhouse here in Michigan. It's a rainy, just gross day. Anyways, as you can see from the thumbnail on this, if you're checking it, we are on day 2 of our basically getting some bubble wrap up and insulating here. Oh, my poor chickens are just soaked today. I know, honey. It's a rough day. They're just soaked up. They just had nothing but rain and just all sorts of gross going on. So I feel bad for them. They are down here, not necessarily living their best life at the moment, to say that much. So we're gonna actually, there we go. Hopefully everybody can hear me good. Anyways, welcome. I'm here in northern Michigan. We're just you can see we've got water just coming in, which is typical in the greenhouse here. It's not meant to be a dry place, obviously, because there's gonna be water everywhere. And we're in the middle of a rainstorm here that we haven't had in a while. So yeah, just kind of getting things squared away. Just got my chicken over here. It's raining. Go. You're gonna get all sick. Oh, they're such a pain sometimes, you know? They definitely are. Okay, so with that, yesterday we did we had a few things we had to do actually kind of get ahead of things before we even got into the bubble wrap. I didn't we had a few panels I had to replace out here. We'll take a look at those in a second so you can kind of see the difference. We had some panels that were older, and then we're in a situation here where we've got then we had to seal some stuff up. We have some windows here that just need to be closed up. And then we added our bubble wrap, our first couple rows. So we're going to finish off the rest of this today with this bubble wrap that I have here, which will take care of this section. And like I mentioned before, we're going to go over what the bubble wrap is that we use right here. What it is, I mean, it's bubble wrap, guys. It's nothing crazy, but the type that I pick up, how we use it, and just what it's good for, okay? So, yeah, it's great to be on here. So hopefully you guys are all settling in and we're getting squared away. I'm going to check on my screen here to make sure we're all good. We're doing good. And yeah, welcome everybody. So as you come into the chat here, please let me know where you're at. It's always great to learn where people are from, you know, the whole deal, right? It's one of those things, like you just kind of want to know where folks are from. That you know, I'm in northern Michigan. So as I mentioned, when you hop in the chat, we definitely want you to be letting us know where you're from. Let me add this chat so it comes up here. Where is it at? Where's my chat at? There it is. There we go. I've got you guys on the computer here so I can kind of watch in real time what's going on. So, all right. Hey, Ohio. Welcome, Glenn. Good to have you on here. Good to have you on here. So let's talk about let's talk about this here. You guys are probably getting the same weather I'm getting here in Michigan. Just yuck out today. So the bubble wrap that I use here, I have just to go over my greenhouse. This is my south-facing wall here, and as you can see, I've got, you know, we're clear through here, and then I've got the side here of the greenhouse. But the other three sides. So I've got my what's going on here? Did I freeze up? Oh wait, I got to hit play. I'm gonna close out of this. Okay, you're just being silly now. You are being silly. We're going to go back. So this is my west-facing side over here. Right here. And this is where Lake Michigan is over on this side. I've got my north face is over here. And then obviously is going to be east. And they are all insulated. They've got foam insulation. Just like you can see some of the stuff here on the outside. And so I've got basically 3/4 of the building is insulated. So I just have the south facing wall that's got a little bit of that's clear. Now going into fall into winter, I always add up extra insulation. So hey, what's happening? Welcome. Jump in, everybody. When you hop in the chat, again, just make sure you let us know where you're from. It's super important. So, just so we know, it's always want to make sure we got that. So during the winter, the fall, and different times during the year, during the summer I don't grow anything here, but during the fall, the winter, and the spring, I grow in my greenhouse. So this is just some lettuce that I have that I'm always growing lettuce inside the greenhouse. Greens are always just a good thing to have. They're good for me, good for the family, and also for my chickens. So a lot of these, you can see here, I'll just pick this up. You gotta be careful because does have water, but this is just one of the trays that we have going on here, full of lettuce. These things are doing their thing. So that's why we have the greenhouse, and so I can have stuff growing in here. Other things we got, which is kind of cool. We got our onions, which I started about a week and a half ago. They're starting to do their thing, germinate up and everything. So it's always great to have this fresh goodness in here. So, hey, Australia. Hey, welcome. I am not from Australia. I am from Michigan. That's where I'm at. I'm in northern Michigan here. So it's great to have you on. I'm going to hit this bullseye. I don't know. I'm going to try something different, guys. I don't know. I'm just going to put 2 hours on here because I'm probably going to be out there for a minute today. It's kind of a chill stream. I don't know what's going on here. It wants me to try GIFs. I guess we're going to try it. I don't know what that... So, I don't know. What are we going to do here? I've got some gifts and goals here. I'll put new mic. So I need a new microphone. So we're going to try. I have no idea on this, guys. I'm just giving this stuff a try. I just did a goal. Okay. All right. So, okay, we're just trying a few things here, guys. So anyways, I need new mic. Goals are out there. If you guys want to donate, it's great. So I'm in Michigan here, and like I was saying, it is just a rainy, update. It is, I think it's like 50 degrees outside. We're at like, what are we at? 55 in the greenhouse. There hasn't been a lot of sun, so it hasn't really had an opportunity to really warm up in here, so it's a little chilly. So got Kentucky. So hey, Raphael. So this is my greenhouse. It is 6 by 7 by 16, and that's in feet. So that's in freedom units. And what I do here is I come live here pretty consistently throughout the year, more so in the greenhouse during the fall, during the winter, and then in the spring as we're getting ready, we're doing work out in the garden. And then we spend time out in the garden live. So if you like gardening things, if you like stuff in the homestead, if you like, yard work stuff, be sure you hit that subscribe button. And if you know some folks that are out there that might enjoy this, be sure to share it with them. But always, pretty please make sure you hit those thumbs up, because that helps the algorithm. That gets more people. That gets me in front of more awesome people like you. So any help there would be appreciated. So what we're doing, we're continuing down our path of insulating this portion of the greenhouse. So it's going to be 2 stages of insulation. So we've got this, which is a bubble wrap, right? Everybody's familiar with bubble wrap, right? I got bubble wrap here, and that'll be on this area here, and then we'll come down here. And then once we start getting into the harsher weather with more snow, and it's just kind of gross out, I actually have foam insulation board, which is on this side. It's behind all the tables that I have over here. I'm going to take that and move it over here, because like on this side, it's kind of a messy, but you guys will see. This is all insulated. See how you can't see through. I actually have this, which is for HVAC. It's meant to go around the like the air handling to keep it cool, but it's very reflective, and it's insulation, so the light will come in, hits off of this, bounces down, and doubles up the amount we have. But this is the foam. This you can see back here. It'll move over to the other side. So that's kind of where we're at. I gotta double check here, make sure we're here. Cool. All right, so that's good to have everybody on here. Yesterday, man, we had all sorts of folks in here yesterday, and then move that just a little bit here. There we go. Had all sorts of folks in here yesterday. We had 14,000 people on the stream yesterday, so thank you, everyone. Thank you. That was so. It was so great. I just loved it. It was so good to see everyone. So let's see. Don't think I'm liking that. Yeah, that's better. That's better. Okay, I just want to make sure we're in here. All right, but today's going to be today's a chill stream. I've got a few things we got to take care of. You know, we've still got some seeds we got to rebag back up. Like I've got my corn drying out. I have stuff that was in the dehydrator that's got to get bagged up again, and then move it into the garage for the winter. Um, the chickens, there they go. They made their way back into the coop. Okay, good. They're back in the run. So I was worried. They're out here hanging out with me and they're getting soaked. You know, we don't want that. Okay, so with this bubble wrap, this is just stuff I got off of Amazon. There's no like UV treatment. There's no secret squirrel, anything with it. It's simply just bubble wrap. And, you know, it's really only good for the max. You'll get 2 seasons out of it. Most of mine is just for one. And it has to do with the way the UV rays will absolutely decimate the plastic. And we showed a little bit of that yesterday about what the UV rays do to the like plastic as a whole when we have it out here. So this was completely transparent 2 years ago, and it's so yellowed, but it's broken apart. You can see how crispy it's gotten, right? And then it just blew in one day with the wind, right? So we've replaced those with these guys here because they're going to have a heck of a snow load on them at times. Sorry about all that noise, guys. They're gonna have a heck of a snow load on them there. So just do what we can to stay on top of that. All right. Okay, so let's see. So Pam, good to have you on here. But yeah, we're just gonna kind of get to it here. Hope everybody is having a good Sunday. For those that are on this side of, this part of the hemisphere, hopefully it's a decent I guess Monday for folks that are over on the other side of the date line there as well. So the process is really simple. We simply are just taping these up and just having it down. Now, this is going to be like a full hermetically sealed, perfect, insulation here? Absolutely not. The goal here, though, is to put additional layers of air pockets between the outside and where we're currently at. So like these, if you aren't familiar with the when you have these on here, they have they're corrugated, so they have these pockets of air that are inside of here. Then you put your bubble wrap on, that's going to give another layer, plus the bubbles themselves have their own. So it's multiple layers, and it's simply just meant to kind of keep people give you those layers of protection that you want for the air. So it's good stuff. All right. And it's a real simple process here. We don't overthink things here. That's one of the things that we don't do here on the channel as a whole. Is we don't worry about stuff. When you worry, it doesn't make anything better, guys. So we just don't do that. All right. So with this, let's get this guy started here. Gonna kind of hit him in a couple spots here. Now, when this gets to be later in the year, I'll be coming back through and doing like a full seal along these corners over here, because on this side in particular, it is a lot, and I do mean a lot of wind that comes through here, because I do have Lake Michigan is just over here, and it does kick out a pretty strong breeze at times. So we want to just try to stay on top of that. Now, I did end up ordering another package of 5 panels that'll finish me out for what I need to have done here. So that will be good. Have that taken care of. One less thing to worry about there. And like I said, the process is real simple. We just come through here and just gonna throw some tape on this and just for here. So, Gary, what's happening? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good to see you. I'm going to do this real quick. We'll go this route. There we go. I think that's a little bit better. Again, for everybody who's watching here, when you hop into the chat, we love to hear where you're from. It's just another way for us to kind of connect. But so yesterday, for those that were on the stream yesterday, give you guys a little bit of an update of what my yesterday was like, because we had a little bit of in my town, my local little town where I'm at here in Michigan, there's folks have been working on our statue park for going on, gosh, it's been a minute now, 8 years. And they, obviously with most things that occurred, during the time of the COVID, things kind of got pushed to the side a little bit, and this was one of them. So they're finally catching up, and they have. And it was great. Got the whole statue park out there, had a group of people. And it was a 1 year anniversary for my coffee shop as well, which is great. So my coffee shop's up and running. Okay. Oh yes, I'm wearing a mic. I do have a mic. I do need another one though, like saying I've been testing this one out. I'm not 100% sold on it. But thank you very much. Yes, I do have a mic. So thank you for giving me a heads up on that. That it sounds okay. It's one of the ones that like I wish. So YouTube, I know you're totally watching this. All you executives on Sunday are watching Ryan in his garden. If there was a way that we could have on our studio to show a mic, like the mic level is working, that would be great. That'd be awesome. So for my microphone, oh goodness, that is it is actually, I got a Hollyland. I got it off of Amazon. Make sure you guys can see. Hopefully you can see that okay. So it's a Hollyland microphone. That I got it on, it was during Prime Day on Amazon. It was on sale. So I just thought I'd grab it real quick. I needed something that was magnetic instead of clip, just because of the just the shift in the time of year. I wanted something that was going to be magnetic when I'm out there in the garden stuff. I didn't always have like a pocket. I didn't want to have it sitting up here or clipped in these random spots, because I do have another set. This one I do have which is a decent mic, Boya. It's comes in like a little case here, and it is, little lavalier mic here, but it's just a clip. There's no magnet to it. So yeah, that is that. But anyway, so we made it a year and anniversary on our coffee shop. So that's awesome. So yeah, they are. And again, I'm not. So that's the other thing too. I'm not necessarily too concerned about the obvious piece. So yes, you're right. You don't want them to. Some of them, especially like the Hollyland, like the bigger ones they have those monster ones that are like these, like they look like a Zippo lighter. That's how huge they are. I've never had one of those, and I'll never get those. A lot of people swear by them because of the sound quality, but I don't know. I haven't seen a difference, at least on my microphone when I'm out here, especially out in the garden too. Because I mean, I've got dirt going everywhere. I don't really need to spend hundreds of dollars on microphones. So, the Lark A1. I don't know what that. I don't know. I don't have an answer for that. What is this? You get a great question, guys. I don't even know if it comes with any information. By the way, I'm terrible about this stuff, just so you know. I don't know. This is what the packaging looks like. So it comes in two little. So this is where it charges out of. They sit in here, right? And then I guess maybe on the back of this, you think maybe it'll say? Nope, it doesn't say there either. Nope, but it's got this little magnetic clip. It just goes there, and that's so you can see, like I've got mine like right here. It also comes with, they were kind enough. Yeah, we're in the greenhouse. Yep, absolutely. Hey, what's up, Jay? And it does come with this little, oops. If I wanted to put the little fuzzy caterpillar on here, if it's a windy day, I can do that too. So we'd have that. So it does come with one of those. Hey. Oh, in Missouri. Nice. Yeah, we're up here in northern Michigan. So I'm just kind of getting my greenhouse here ready for the fall, and then we'll have another stream where I get it ready for the winter. So I just kind of do it in phases. So, and I have a full video. If anybody, again, if you haven't subscribed, you haven't seen on my channel, you go look. I actually have a full video showing how I set up this greenhouse. It's a Wayfair greenhouse. It's just one of those, comes in a couple boxes, gets delivered. Got a piece, a couple days to put together. And yeah, so video on how I do this. So yes, so insulation is kind of like is it really insulating? But yes, we are insulating with bubble wrap. It's on this portion here. So when you are, it's like, it helps it doesn't keep things like 100% like all the warm and everything. There you go. Hey, absolutely, Nicole. Well, listen, anything I can do to be inspirational, I'm here to help. I typically am not an inspirational guy, so I'm glad that it helped. And plus, get out in the garden, go enjoy it, right? So anyways, yes, it is insulation, and 100% is meant to. It does do some insulation. It's not the greatest, but anything you can do to add just an extra layer of um, separation between you and the environment in your greenhouse is a good thing. Okay, and that's but I still want to let light come through, and that's why folks use bubble wrap, and I've done it for years. It works. It's okay. There's a marked difference, though. I can tell you that much. When you're in your greenhouse and you don't have this type of insulation on there, and then oh, thank you for liking. Appreciate that. Yeah, so there's a marked difference, though. I can tell you that definitively. You guys, okay, I'm staying in frame. When you have this going, when you do have your insulation, this bubble wrap up, and when you don't, it is wild, like how quickly it changes out. Like it's pretty crazy. I mean, it's almost instantaneous once it's up. Like the temperature goes up that quick, and it's just little bubble wrap. The thing is, though, this is not a permanent solution in any way, shape, or form. This bubble wrap will be like dunzo and finished in the better part of one season. So by the time I get into the spring, it's all going to come down anyways. And bubble wrap's cheap. You can get it off of Amazon, a box of like 2 rolls for, I don't know, 30, 40 bucks, nothing crazy. So, and I say, and once we come through here too, I've got these 3 panels to replace later once I get stuff up there. So, oh, hey, thank you very much. Appreciate that. So let's come back to you in a second here. Absolutely. Where was the question? I had one here. I don't know how to help you with red ants. That is something specifically, especially considering like the poisons or like what you have to put in there. I don't have a good answer for you. I'm sorry on that. So Nicole, let's see here. Definitely need a greenhouse. Already had a frost next year. Oh yeah, 100% on that. So greenhouses are great. I'm in here. I know I've adjusted mine, so it is like saying it is insulated on 3 sides here with foam insulation, and then I just do bubble wrap over here. But yeah, they're great. It takes a little bit to kind of figure out your methodology for them, though, because they are not. Because it really does depend what you want to do with it. So I do flowers for my neighborhood, along with I want this stuff out of the way here. There we go. I do flowers for my neighborhood, flowers for me and for my mom, and lots of vegetables, lots and lots of vegetables here. So it is one of those things. All right, so I'm going to switch you guys back around. We've got action today. So like I said, today's going to be a chill stream, guys. So if you got questions, be sure to send them out there because, end of the day, this entire stream today is going to be, well, we're going to do some seeds. I've got more seeds that I've got to rebag. They've been dried out now. And then baking soda and sugar for the ants. Okay, I will take your word on that. But we got seeds today, but mostly it's just kind of, we're rolling a bit here. Rolling around here with some with our bubble wrap. So but good stuff here. And I'm just getting used to the whole process of streaming on here live to you guys. So I definitely appreciate everybody who's here. He keeps coming back. I getting to recognize quite a few of your names on here. So fire hell, put a shovel one. Have the ants do a battle royale. There you go. But so yeah, today is just one of those days like I woke up and it's just been gross all day. Just gross all day. All right. But again, back to what I was saying. If you are curious about the entire process for getting insulation on your, on the greenhouse and what that looks like, I have a whole video on it. I think it's like 14 minutes where I condensed everything down with the foam, kind of what I did. And like I said, it is another. So with that, the understanding that I have with that, it is 1000%. I'm testing it out because I'm going to be building out another greenhouse here, a different style or something a little bit more robust, a little bit bigger too, just because my the volume that I'm putting out. It keeps increasing. So I want to. Oh, hey, thank you, Caleb. I appreciate that. I do not grow saffron crocus bulbs. I do not. I do not. So thank you for that, Caleb. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's just a little green. I mean, it's 6 by 6 by 16. It's enough to, get to, for me and my family to get more, make sure that we can extend our growing season. Again, that's why you have that for us here on the property. And more than fills out my garden, as well as for all our flower needs. And this next year, the goal is going to be this next season. So obviously coming up here in the spring, the late winter into spring, is to produce as many plants as I can, because I'm going to have them on my veggie stand for donation only for my neighbors. So if they want to get some, because I had a bunch, they kept saying, they kept coming by and asked if I had any tomato plants, extra tomato plants. And I was like, and it's like, yeah, here, take them. And they kept taking them. I was like, oh, there's an actual need out here for that. So, real quick, space heater, that 100%. So I actually have this model here. This is my heater that I use. You can see it's a little bit dusty on here, but I actually have this heater I got from Amazon. It comes with a thermostat and it kicks on at 40 degrees. So that way, like the overnights, I make things get cold, but they don't get too dangerous on there. So 7-meter polytunnel, but perfect. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Yeah, and and that's the thing. Like the insulation, it absolutely works. Is it a perfect system? Of course not. There's no greenhouse that should be that level of perfect system. So yeah, my chickens are getting angry at me. They're like, he's all dry in the greenhouse, and we're getting soaked over here. And it's just because they're out when they shouldn't be. They got a perfectly dry coop or run they can be in, but they want to nose around in all the compost that I put out. So that's their fault. So anyways, where was I? What were we chatting about? We were having a deep conversation about something. It'll come back to me. We'll try something else here. So, anyways, the growing, what I plan on growing for the community there. So we are going to be, this year, the number of people I had it. So like my goal is to have an area that have this as a way to add some beauty, but into my neighborhood. Those ones got wrecked. And also help out with the neighborhood too, because we are in a food desert over here. Even though we're in an area that does have a lot of like farmland. There's a lot of folks are poor here. And we're in rural Michigan, so they don't really have a lot of access to fresh fruits and vegetables, because of the cost with inflation and everything. So this year was a lot of people coming through and just taking advantage. Thankfully, since I put it out there, I was like, please, please, please take advantage of my my garden and my veggie stand. Come and get stuff, folks. Come here, get back on you. There you go. So which is great. So hey, Carla, welcome, Carla. Where are you at in the world? Where are you at? Again, just a reminder, folks, you hop on the chat. Make sure you tell us where you're from. We love hearing, because everyone's got a different thing. So like I'm in Northern Michigan, I'm in zone 7B. So like my area is really, I have a different, it's subtropical. I have a different thing. So Brazil, oh, look at you. Yeah. Heck yeah. Oh my goodness. Flavor Daddy, what are you doing? My goodness. We got England. Oh, Jost, welcome. Sacramento. Whew. I've been in Sacramento a little bit there, so. Oh, I got the goal. Look at you guys. Thank you. Man, that was quick. You guys are awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you, everyone. Sacramento. I've only been to Sacramento one time. I was in the Air Force, so I had to go up to Beale. So, oh, hey, Willow. Welcome. Thank you. Oh, that's so kind. Thank you, Muskegon, for a week. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so I am. So real quick. So let's start from here. Where's St. Kitts? I'm not sure where that is. So I'm in, so we're in Tucson. I used to live in Tucson. I was in the Air Force. I was at Davis-Monthan Air Force Base, where I met my redhead wife. So if you're looking to find basically a hot wife, I get, Tucson, I give it a thumbs up, right? It's great. And she's awesome. Been with her for, 26 years now, almost 27, right? It's been a minute. 1998. It's been a long time. Um, oh, St. Kitts in the Caribbean. Oh yeah, or Caribbean. Okay, cool, awesome. No, thank you for that. Thank you very much, Flavor Daddy. So South Jersey, Muskegon. So I'm actually about 45. 45. Let's see. Wait, you're a redhead too? See, redheads. It's a thing. Anyways, up in so I was up in. I'm 45 minutes to an hour north of Muskegon is where I'm at. I'm in a town near a town called Ludington. You want to see? So we're right there along the lake shore. So that's great. Awesome. Caribbean, man. So in the Caribbean, you probably don't need a greenhouse to be my guest, right? So, all right, so let's go over here, guys. So again, just as we got a lot of new folks in here, so just as a reminder, if you haven't done this already, please do. It's super helpful. Make sure you hit that like button. It helps the algorithm out a ton as well. So more redheads. Oh my goodness. Oh, you're in St. Ignace. Okay, yeah, absolutely. Love it. Yeah. Oh yeah, north of Mesquite. So we are, yeah, we're in northern Michigan. So we moved back here on purpose. And it is definitely, want to make sure that the view's okay here. I'm staying in frame. Something on this, you got to be, when it comes to this type of stuff on YouTube, you have to be able to multitask this stuff out here. So, but yeah, we moved up here for a reason. If we need to go down to Muskegon for some of the modern stuff, we will. But yeah, I'm up here in a tiny little village up here, and I'm a business coach by trade. For those that don't know, on the actual channel here, so I have clients here around West Michigan, but around the country. So I can travel to my clients. So we just moved back here to Michigan for all the reasons that you move back, family, etc. But we just to get away too. Lived with plenty in areas with plenty of folks, and it's kind of nice to be able to get away. So it is. That is exactly where we do. Matter of fact, if you go to in my coffee shop, we mentioned that we actually have our dark roast is inspired by the car ferry, by the Badger, and it's called Big Lake Steamer because we just have so many people come through here. So, oh, we got you guys must come back. See, I have a hoop house 30 by 70. Oh my goodness, disintegrated in 2 seasons. Yeah. Yeah, 100% does happen here. It's not French, it's English speaking island. Okay. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, so if you guys want to see if you guys ever want to check out my coffee shop, just look online. You see it's stateandmaine.coffee. So stateandmaine.coffee. My business partner Lisa, she's the lead owner on it. She does all the stuff there. I'm there from for the business acumen side of it to help her out. So, but we love it. Been there for a year now. So I appreciate everybody. All right. So just continuing on here. Continuing on. Good stuff. Thank you, everyone. Doing great today. So, I'm not sure. We might do some chickens here. Get a break here because I do want to take a little pause. If I get a break in the weather, because it is raining pretty good right now, we will go take a look. I mean, Honey was just by here a second ago. For those that know, Honey Mustard is my like the chicken that always follows me around. You always got one that loves everything. So I had a trailer in Ishpeming. Oh yeah. So, all right, so we're continuing on here. So you ask where the bud. I don't grow that in this greenhouse. I have people for that. I got a whole place I can just go pick up whatever I happen to need there. So that's the short answer to that one. There's a lot of people with plenty of property around here. Come on, where's my perforation at here? There it is. Okay, cool. Whoops. Oh. Tight corners and tight quarters, I should say. Okay, so not that kind of live. That's too funny. Love the snow. Yeah, and this year we are expecting a ridiculous amount of snow. Every forecast, long range forecast says that we are supposed to get 2 to 3 feet more snow than typical. So on average, I think we've been averaging around Ryan height worth of snow. So we're expecting that to be another 3 feet on top of that. So yeah, teaching most of the time, but soon hopefully. Okay, hey, yeah, no. So if you can't even get, do you have any like containers going for your garden on that? Is that something that you're possibly looking at there for the for containers for like on your patio? Because that's always a great option if you can't get your full garden like tilled out and all the stuff you've got to do to get it started. So that is always a good option if you can do that. Oop, sounds like does sound like the rain is starting to stop here a little bit. We should be near the end of it. That's why I'm out here. I didn't really want to be out when it was, the worst of the worst that was going on, because that's no fun for anyone. All right, so one of the things too, by the way, as you'll see as we get closer here, I've done this enough times now to where it's why I start at the top and work my way down. You can start at the bottom and work your way up, it doesn't matter. But I've done this enough time now to I know that as I layer these down, right here at this transition point where I go from the roof, the roof tile panels down to this where it's the vertical, I like to have a full sheet just over this because there's so many gaps just for the air. So just one of those things here. Yeah, it's a lot of snow. We get a bunch here. But 2 years ago, I think maybe we got a foot and a half. Like it was 55 degrees starting January, and I was out here just doing all sorts of stuff. So I mean, it just kind of varies. We're just in a different series, yeah. Yeah, so and again with those those containers though, I will tell you, are great. I've used containers for a very long time until I had this spot, and they work great. So if you can, there's no, anytime you can grow anything to have any sort of calories helping you out, I always recommend let's, give it a go. All right, so here we got, we got humidity on these guys. This is going to be have to teamwork this guy a little bit. It's okay though. A little bit more humidity in here today than I was expecting, but that's okay. We'll figure it out. So, hey, Tawanda, where are you from? Where are you from? Just remember, folks, when you come into the chat, love to hear where you're from. Don't forget to hit subscribe. Be sure to hit that like button and share with folks that you have out there. Let me double check something real quick. Okay, great. Awesome. Thank you, everybody who's who's been donating for helping things as well too. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'm a ProMix guy myself. Yeah, no, absolutely. That's so what's funny about this, when we talk about the mixtures and everything, I mean, I don't really try to worry about it too much, but one of the things we will see going into spring, well, actually, you'll see it in some of the lives here. I use a lot of cocoa noir, which is basically just the dried out coconut husk, and mix it in all my stuff. And it seems to work. It does really well for me where I got to get stuff to. So that's one of the things that we'll talk about, in later streams, is when we get into like, hey, what type of mix do I use, and what's the best way to go about it. The biggest thing, folks, is just don't worry. Like that's the biggest, man, I just run into so many people. All they do is stress out about these things. And I just tell you, don't stress. Stress is the biggest problem. It was the biggest problem and detriment to your good growth for your plants and stuff like that. I order it from Amazon. It comes, I don't have the box here. Actually, I do. I actually do have one. There you go. I got them in here. This is actually the brand that I get. Right here. Get it out of Amazon. And it comes in these bricks that you just basically chunk in water. You throw them in water, they loosen up, and then I do a mix with my potting mix here. I just I have a different ratio that I use on those things, and simply is they just absorb and hold water better. That's why I use it. It gives me an opportunity. So, hey Philip, welcome. Welcome to the chat, Philip. Where are you from? Where are you from? Let us know. We got folks from all over on the stream today. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Love the fact I'm getting all sorts of some new faces in here too. This has been and you guys are kind of getting in, I want to say, on the ground floor of a lot of this. I've done a lot of videos. I've done some live streaming. But for whatever reason, thanks to all of you, YouTube has just found me. I went from, having a couple hundred people showing up to, like I say, yesterday was just for an hour, I was at 14,000 people coming through. So thank you very much to everybody. It's so meaningful to me that you guys are here and you're participating and just sharing and positive vibes. We love it. Love it, love it, love it. So thank you. Thank you so much. I mean, I'm going to be out here anyways doing this stuff. So it's kind of cool to hang out with some folks too. So thank you. In England, a lot of cannabis grow shops that are legal to grow. Coco's on buff. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Oh, I appreciate you guys. Oh man, I've got some loud chickens over there. What are you guys being so loud about, huh? Yeah, I think we're gonna make a run over there and see if we can go say hi to some chickens here to say. You guys okay with that? You guys want to, once I get this one up, you guys want to take a little break and we'll make a run to the chicken coop and go see the girls, go see Honey Mustard and everybody. I think we'll do that. I think it'll be a nice way to break up. There we go. And they are. Everyone asked me what type they are. I think Honey is a buff Orpington. I don't know the names of the chickens. I just went and got them from the. Always want to see the chickens. Heck yeah. Oh yeah. Hey, so real quick. So yeah, that's a great question. Just to remind you what I'm doing here again for folks that don't know. So this is my greenhouse. It's 3/4 of it is, and we'll see when it kind of come out here. It is foam insulation. So I've got foam insulation all through here, this side, but this is my south facing wall. During different times of the year, it has different levels of insulation on it. So like during the summer, there's no need. What in the world is everybody getting loud about over there? Crazy. Anyways, so during the summer, there's nothing on here, but during the spring and the fall, I have bubble wrap will just be on here. And then when you get to winter, I actually have foam I'll put down here and it'll be just this one section as well. So yeah, it's just kind of the idea here to kind of help keep some of the heat in, but also to kind of minimize the airflow to just a little bit. I have fans that are behind you that kick on and manage airflow to. What is going on there? I got one of my hens is playing rooster today. She's definitely not a rooster, but she's playing rooster. She's over there kind of half crone over there. It's pretty funny. Must have got some attitude coming out. They found a lot of stuff, so if I had a potting bench, yeah, it's called the kitchen floor. Oh, that's too funny. Kitchen floor, yeah. That was me for a while. But I've been slowly over the course of the year. So this is, my property we've been on for a little over 3 years now on this one. And it's, it's taken a little while to get things set up. Like with anything. It's always a process, right? Always a process, and we got an end goal in sight. So yeah, I'm so happy to be able to do that for my mom. She always likes to have marigolds around, cleomes. I do zinnias, with pansies, petunias, and if anyone's ever done petunias, the fact I'm saying I do petunias is where I'm at, because petunias are a pain to get to germinate. They're a pain to get going. Once they get started, they're fine, but man, they do not like to germinate. They are tough to get to germinate. But again, once they do, you're off to the races. And I've got a kind of system now where I've kind of got it figured out. So me and petunias, we're tight now. We got this. So, hey Dennis, was that Dennis or yeah, it's got to be Dennis Nolette. Yeah, actually, we had a stream the other day where we were pulling marigold seeds out. And for those that don't know, I actually had one. I had some left over here. If you go to your local home center, marigold seeds are this easy to get. See how we got this dead looking flower? Grab what you have there and just pull. There you go. Here is one package of marigold seeds. Right there. They're that difficult. And you know, I do about 200. I think I did 220 last year. I'm probably going to do a few more this year. I might do upwards of 400 this year, again, because I'm going to be having them available for my neighbors and stuff. So just going to load up on them. And marigolds are great because they are easy to grow, super easy to grow. I mean, if they weren't, you know, they had to have started their character arc as a weed, just because of how easy they are to grow. It's just, I think that's the case. So, but we don't know. All right. Yeah. So almost done here. So we're gonna go look at the chickens. You know, they probably want some attention for a bit, you know, and then we'll get back in here and just keep on rolling or unrolling technically. I know, sorry, bad joke, I know. Little pun though. Little puns don't hurt anyone. They don't hurt anyone. And as you can see here, I'm being very precise on all of my tape. My tape location, I've got an entire chart where I've got this entire, no, none of that. Just get it up here, folks. During the course of the spring or the fall into the winter, I'm going to be retaping and moving this stuff all over. So it's just, yeah, don't overthink it, guys. It's legitimately just meant to be up there to kind of help out a little bit. That's it. That's what it's all about. There we go. Cool. All right. All right, so seasoning, yeah, they do need all that stuff. Absolutely, Flavor Daddy. All right, so let's go check this out, guys. We're gonna go for a little walk here. So as you can see here, it's just funny to me. Like it goes from, you know, looking pretty decent to then we've got all these little spots everywhere, right? So here, as you can see, this is my vent system that I do have. This actually gets blocked off in the winter. During the evenings, I cover this up. This, you know, doesn't run at all. And then I'll come out here during the in the mornings when I do the chickens or whatever. I have some styrofoam I actually will pull off of there, and it's just to kind of keep the air from doing that. All right, hey girls, where you at, girlies? So you can see it's just a wet, nasty day out today. Just gross. Let's see, where are they at? Oh, I got somebody up in the coop, but we got some girls out here. Let's see what they're up to today. Hey, girlies, why are you guys out in the rain? Look at Honey Mustard. She's soaked to the bone. Oh my goodness, look at her. What are you doing? Oh, you guys are so stubborn. But you can see my celery is still, they're finally pecking away a little bit. They don't really care to eat that too much. And really all I got left is my artichokes here. And those are just more for cover, just to kind of let them finish out growing. The basil, I do need to check on this. So I'm glad we're out here. So when we replanted the rosemary, this did pretty good. Good here. And then I've just got this. I'm hoping these will go to seed before the frost comes. I don't think we're going to make it, but we'll see. Actually, no. There, I got a couple. There's got one basil seed. So they are getting to seed on some of these. So that'll be good. Man, it smells so good here, folks. Anyways, let's get back over here. Let's see what we got. We got our girls in here living their best lives too. There they are. Yeah. That coop needs to be cleaned out too. What's up, honey? You want to say hi to everybody again? Say hi. Okay. All right. So there we go, guys. Chicks are doing their thing. They have been using the little lean-tos that we set up. These two different lean-tos. They have been coming in here doing their thing. So that's good to see. As you can see, they've really gone in here and kind of made it their own. So all right. I know. Excuse me. Thank you. So anyways. Nope. We're not coming out today, guys. You're not coming into the garden now. Don't give me that attitude. So much attitude from these girls. Goodness gracious. Okay, so back in we go, guys. Back in the green. Oh, here, real quick, just to show you. This is what I was talking about with the insulation. So like I said, I've got insulation all on the sides here, right, and along the tops. And then I just put in this for the vents, right? And they're solar powered. So let the sun do their thing. Turns on, and when it hits 90 degrees in here, that's when it turns around. Okay. Back this way. All right, so there you go, guys. So let's do this. And we'll get our next one rolling here. There we go. So yeah, there we go, everybody. Ah, what a day, though. Man, this is, ugh. Give me the chills out there. Is it, so it doesn't look like I'm gonna I'm gonna be pretty close on this. I don't know if I'm gonna have enough to do all of it. We'll see. I'm gonna be close. So we'll see. So make sure you stay tuned to see if Ryan's back of the napkin measurement was right on this year. Because typically I need this plus a portion of one to get it done. However, I'm being a little bit better in my measurement this year, so I'm hoping I'm going to make it. We'll see. We'll see. Now, if you guys are doing this, and go check out the video. We're doing this now. I'm doing this one after the other, just for so anybody that's new coming in the chat or in the video can see kind of what's going on. Best known practice. Once you get the first measurement, just keep rolling it out back and forth, and get all of your strips done at once. Best known practice on that. So. Okay, let's keep on rolling. Oh wait, I already rolled. That's I already unrolled. Let's keep on moving with this. So yeah, I tell you, it's been fun too. Lately as well on the streams, we've been getting some real characters on here, but I've been getting some folks that are more and more individuals that are in gardening that actually have full channels that have been coming on and offering advice too. But man, I love that. You got the people that have greenhouses and not greenhouses, but they have their own markets, farmers markets and stuff. So they're just on here. They hop on and add all sorts of other great advice. So it's been pretty cool. It's been an interesting week. We'll put it that way. It's that's when this last week there's been a lot of changes. At least it's the people coming through, and I got you guys coming on here, and y'all been great for the comments and stuff you've been putting on there. So. Yeah, duck shiny metallics. Yeah. This stuff, right? This is what you're talking about? It's got bubbles, it's got shiny. I do have it over here. And so, yeah, so that's a great question, and I do use it. Yeah, so with that, I have it on this side as since the south facing side is here, the sun will come in, it hits that and then reflects down onto my plants, but also onto this floor. So I have it over here, and it only really comes out during the winter when I move my insulation. And these tables that are here, these tables actually come over here and are set up as well. That's my whole system. So I built these the little tables that I have here just out of 2x3s. Anybody that's on the channel knows I use studs for everything. And so we'll be moving those over here as well. So that's kind of the idea. So that light will reflects off there, comes in, but it's also extra installation. So yeah, no, that's a great question. And it's a good bit of advice for folks too. You want to be able to put the sunlight where you need it, right? That's kind of the idea. And also, again, that would be at that point with here, that is 1, 2, 3 layers of insulation going that direction too. So yeah. And that stuff that I got there is actually from an HVAC. It's meant to go around the, sorry about that. It's meant to go around the air handling system per se. That's what it is. That's what I got. It's a huge, what is it? I think it's 12 feet. Yeah, it's 12 feet by 8 feet. It's pretty substantial. And it's another Amazon purchase. I wish, I don't have links to that in the description, unfortunately. And that was something that was recommended to me on another stream. A guy was he's up in Alaska. He hopped on the stream. He's like, "Yo, dude, give this a try." And I'm like, "I will give that a try." So, So I don't do anything for ground insulation here. These are these bricks that are the pavers that are on here. They're deep. They're the deep red. Underneath them, so I do have a stack of wood chips underneath this that I then put these on top of, so I'm not directly on the soil. But there's no insulation for these. They intentionally, because what happens, the sun comes in, they hit these, they warm up. They don't like maintain a lot of heat per se, but they are a bit of a heat sink. So they do retain some stuff, like that's that spot. But also, the other aspect of that too, though, is it allows for drainage and other spots. So not that big of a deal. Now, during the super cold, like when we're talking January, February, I actually have insulation, like the flexible foam insulation I'll put down here, and it's just for my feet when I'm in here working. So I'm not, my feet aren't getting too cold because I'm in here for a couple hours, like a couple times a week during the winter while, it's working on stuff and just starting different things and doing all the prep and whatnot. So, my feet do get cold. So that would be the only reason I really bring in that insulation. But that's a good question. Very good question. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Okay. So, hey, so real quick, dystopian visions. Where are you from? Just curious when you're hopping on here. If I missed it earlier, I'm sorry. So my startup costs. Let's go through the whole thing here. And this is over time, right? But I'll give you the bare bones on this. The greenhouse was $700. It was just under $700, free shipping from Wayfair. I got it on sale. So Pennsylvania. Okay, awesome. So it was 700, but it was on sale from Wayfair. Came here in two things, or two big, huge boxes. Took me a couple days to put together. And so with that, so that's just for the greenhouse. When you add in the tile, I got these as they were on a busted pallet, right? So I got a whole bunch of broken different tiles on here, and it wasn't very much for that. Maybe a little over, I think it was less than 100 for all the tiles that I have in here. It wasn't much. Then there's labor going to that. There's cement, obviously, to make sure that the corners are down. And then, so there's that just to get it where it's up to this point. To a basic greenhouse. Then you add in the insulation on the sides here and all the clips that I used. I have in the math on my my video, where I've got a video. You go and you'll see me holding all like foam insulation and like the bubble wrap and both foam insulation. I think I have the full cost, everything on there. It wasn't much though, again, because the foam board's cheap. It's like $8 for it would be OSB size at 4x8 sections. So there's that. The clips that I have in, they're alligator clips on bolts. So everything is basically just pushed through and then clipped out on the outside. Those weren't very much either. Those are maybe $10 for all the packs, or a few packs of those. So I mean, all in, it's probably around maybe $1,200, and that's over the course of like almost 2 years. So very long answer to that here. So yeah, I don't think you're going to be able to find this greenhouse for $700 ever again. I think I got it right before the big influx of all the inflation like hit and all the tariffs and all that other crap that happened. So I don't know if that's gonna, if I haven't looked, so I am not the, say that piece here. So hey Agnes, welcome. Yeah, oh yeah, trust me on that. I learned a long time ago that when I try to plan something out, it never works. So I simply just say, we're going to head in a direction. Here's kind of the idea. Let's figure the crap out as we go. And also, over planning, especially on stuff like this, tends to just cost a bunch of money that you end up wasting anyways. So if I'm going to be I'd just rather be, figuring out as I go along. I think it's part of the deal too, because like for instance, when they built this greenhouse, like they designed this, they didn't design it for Ryan's yard. They designed it for everybody's yard. So it's not the perfect fit. So you just gotta be prepared to kind of flex with stuff as it's happening, So, but yeah, appreciate that. Thank you. Okay, so it's been a couple minutes. We got some new folks in here again, just to make sure that everybody yeah, beaver puke. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. PVC pipes. There you go. Cool. Yeah, it all works. It all works. We love it. So, have you thought about turning it into? I've thought about. I mean, yeah. When I get to the point where I want to say it here, at some point, maybe to answer your question there. Again, who was that put that on here? Have I thought about from David? Yeah, yes. But not, I'm really not there. I To be honest, there's a cathartic nature to this, to use that word. Like I like coming out and just kind of doing these things and have to kind of stay on top of them a little bit. This aspect of it. So um, yeah, I just kind of like be able to come in and piece of stuff together. Um, so again, with that, if y'all haven't done this yet, again, I know I keep asking on this, but this I really appreciate everybody who subs. They really do help the algorithm. If you in again, if you're same thing, likes are always appreciated. So thank you very much. And I love the comments. Keep them coming. Especially, by the way, if you see something in the comment and you see the answer, jump in there. I'll take all the help I can get. So I don't need a wood stove to heat. Again, because I mean, with the insulation and kind of where I'm at, and we're going to talk about the wind. There was a question about where the wind's at for this particular building. Um, Really, my little heater that I have, along with everything, I can keep this thing at 40 degrees without a lot of inputs most of the year. There's usually a couple days in February where I got to bring one more heater out here just to make sure we're going. So, all right. So, hey, John, welcome, welcome, welcome. So yeah, the north wall, yeah, so to that, all the east, west, and north walls plus the north roof are all insulated with 3/4 inch foam board. So yeah, 100%. I don't even like year round. There's just foam out there, because this is the only, especially during the winter, like when it comes to we get into December, like the angle of the sun, like during the summer is pretty much straight up for us, right? But by the time we get into winter up here, the angle of the sun, I mean, we're coming in like this. So I'll like, it's usually just like this section is the only spot I got sun coming through. So yeah, 100%. All right. So again, wind protected spot. Yes. Ish. So during the winter months where we're at in Michigan, we have our prevailing winds are from the northwest. They're from the west, but primarily from the northwest. Um, and because we have what are Alberta clippers. So for you guys, I'm going to do this here. So here's Michigan, right? And then up here is our Canadian friends. So I have a lot, and I live right here. So we have a lot of low pressure systems. What they do, they come down and they scoot up. They do this little scoop thing. So we end up with getting a lot of winds that are just hitting like this, which is this direction. And I have multiple homes, lots of trees, as much as you can think to keep the wind from hitting this direction. The trouble I run into though is when this guy decides to come down here to where I end up with this really big, strong southern wind kicking up, and it's wide open the whole way across there. So there's times we'll be in here during the and just so you guys prepare you, if you do sub and you show up for our winter streams that we have when I'm in here working in the greenhouse getting everything going, there are going to be times where we're going to be in here and you're going to see the entire greenhouse do stuff like this. Like it just does this whole like shake, rattle, and roll thing. I shouldn't be laughing about it, but it's pretty funny when it's happening because I'm over here like whoop whoop the whole time, just trying to keep. But this thing has been through 80-mile-an-hour gusts, sustained winds of 45, 50 miles an hour without any issues. So, how many people have I held hostage? And it's just no people, lots of vegetables. So, good question. So stacking straw bales or fencing as a wind buffer. Yeah, it does help in some spots, but like I was saying though, for here it's not really that big of a deal. Like I mean, and to be fair, like this, I'm not worried about the structure. It's gonna hold up fine. It shakes and rattles like it's supposed to, and I've had no real problem with it. So now when I do my next structure, it's gonna be wood. I'm actually gonna construct and build. So we'll have a whole and it's probably not going to be next year. It's going to be in the next couple of years, though, where we'll do it on stream, and I'll just be out here, and we'll just be, building a big old greenhouse here because I'm gonna double my floor space is what'll end up happening. I just don't know the design or how I'm gonna do it yet, but I want to double my floor space so I can produce more. That's kind of the idea. You know what I mean? But yeah, thank you for again. So please I have if you have ideas that you think might be helpful, again, please keep putting them in the chat. I love seeing those. And because it may not work for me, but for others it might be the right answer they didn't think of. So hold on. This is very specific here. Buy large pine cones, approximately 1, 2, and then when the plants need watering, the pine cones will open. Oh man, I never even heard of that before. That is wild. Yeah, that's hurricane winds. Yes, I'm well aware. That's hurricane winds that we have gusts through. There's a lot when you have Alberta clippers come through, because so like we have a couple blizzards last year in my area. So for blizzards, just to get for those that aren't aware, it's an actual meteorological term, and you have to meet some certain criteria. It's 3 hours of I don't remember I think the snow amount is an inch per hour or 2 inches per hour. It's a bunch of snow, but the wind it has to be over 55 miles an hour sustained for 3 hours. And that's what they always tell us on here. Hey, we hit blizzard status. And everyone's all excited while we're all miserable and snowed in, right? But the meteorologists are all excited because they got to call a blizzard. But that doesn't include the gusts. And with Lake Michigan, it's like right there. There's this open channel from Lake Michigan, which is wide open, directly like at my house. So it's and we just get hammered. So yeah, we have those gusts when they come through are ridiculous. So I will continue to have more raised beds. Yeah, I will continue to have I have raised beds. I don't know if you guys can see. I got like I got raised beds right here. I've got heck yeah, I use raised beds for all sorts of stuff. Yeah, they're good. So yep, I'm not just in ground. We got raised beds also. Because there's certain plants that do better in raised beds. Like you want to be able to, keep an eye on them and really make sure you can manage the entire environment. There's stuff that you should do that with for sure. Yeah, so hey Andy, so everyone here, that's a great questions that Andy put in there. So I get this almost every stream and it's great. I love the questions. It's not here. We're putting in a big old huge 55-gallon drum painted black with water, right? That'll heats up during the day and it holds on to that water holds on to the heat and releases it during the night because water has a very high specific heat, which means it cools down slowly. The thing with that, Andy, and this is one thing that I've seen with a lot of folks here, they've done testing on it, and it's very difficult during the winter months to get enough solar energy onto that barrel inside, like the greenhouse here, to raise the actual temperature up enough to where it's going to have an ambient effect on everything. And they've done this. There's a guy, No-Till Gardening. That dude, I think he's in Kentucky. He actually did some testing on that in his property, and he's in Kentucky. And what he found is it was actually taking longer for his greenhouse to warm up during the day. And again, it's anecdotal with everybody there. If it works for you, please do it. That's what I tell folks. Like, just because it doesn't necessarily work in my area doesn't mean it's not right in your area. But the Kentucky dude, No-Till, it didn't work for him. So water and antifreeze. Okay, yeah, and that's what I mean. So he did some stuff. I'm not, and again, like I tell everybody here, just because it doesn't necessarily work for Ryan or it's not something I've would do doesn't mean you shouldn't try it also. And that's how we all find out we get to success, right? So okay, there we go. Cool. So I think I may have been wrong. I think I can actually, yeah, the pine cone, so that pine cone trick, that's interesting. I'm gonna have to look into that. That's actually, I never heard of that before, but that's pretty cool. I like that. Where as far as for monitoring your water and stuff. I think we might be able to make it here, guys. We'll see. I think I'm still going to end up being about a half a sheet short, but we will see. We will see. It will be an adventure of sorts. There we go. Okay, good stuff. So let's see. Sorry, I got to pop around here real quick, guys. All right. All right. Doing good. The other thing too, though, because of my limited space, I really have to be, um, you know, be considerate of like what I bring in here because right now there's a lot of open space, but you guys can't see, but back here I have my cinder blocks, and these are going to be building up 3 more sets of shelves that are going to go in here. I've got a set of shelves that come down here, and then a lot of the floor here will actually be lifted up, and I'll have stuff that's growing in the middle of my greenhouse too that we have to work around during the program during the winter months, so like the late winter into the spring. So I don't have a lot of space either. So like that's the bigger piece. Yeah, so we just lift up off the floor a little bit, exactly. So, and it's as simple that I have a whole bunch of like wooden slats that I just throw down here, and as I'll be kind of just stepping over stuff as we need to work on it because we fill this whole thing up. If you're doing anything all by yourself, you're never doing it wrong. Absolutely, we love that. Love that. Can we? Is there? I can't. I don't know on the chat here. Is there any way you guys can go onto Andy's last comment, the one that says, "If you're doing anything all by yourself, you're never wrong." Can you guys like that comment? I don't know. You guys let me know. Is that something you can go and hit a heart on that or a thumbs up or something? I'm just wondering because that's a really good. I love that comment. If you're doing it by yourself, you're not doing it wrong. I love that. Because again, we're just out here kind of figuring it out here, folks. Figuring it out. But I have learned so much from all you guys too in the chat. Y'all drop some serious knowledge at times, and I love that stuff. I am not, as I said, I am not the arbiter of what is good. I'm not arbiter of what is a good idea and what works for folks. I'm simply just, hey, if you want to give it a try, let's give it a try. And I am kind of, I do have, oh, did I just hear somebody? Hey, what's up, honey? What you doing, girl? One of my clients, one of my business clients is actually, they're a farmer's market. So I get to go into their big, huge greenhouses and play around there too, and, which is awesome. I love that. Okay. Yeah, overwatering for sure. Yeah. Yep. All right, wish I could like his comment. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, John Gotti, great username. Just hold his comment. Can I do anything with it? Oh, wait. Okay, wait, actually, hold on. I just realized I can move my whole mouse here, guys. Look, you guys are educating me as I go. Where is that at here? Where's he at? Where's he at? There it is. Oh, wait. All I have is report and block. That's all I can do with it, guys. That stinks. Yeah, I can report and block it. That's it. Anyways, okay. Well, regardless, everybody, let's just remember that. You're figuring out, you're doing on your own, you're doing okay. We love that. Okay. Now, okay. Making some headway here. Making some headway. Now, so with this, where I started at the top and worked my way down here, right now, when we did this yesterday, we were chatting about this, that there isn't up and down, right? If I were to start here and work my way up, there's certain things that are, that's how some people do it, and some people like start at the top and work their way down. I've done both. This is the main difference, though, when you start from the top and you work your way down. So you end up doing, because you want to make sure you have good coverage, you end up layering, right? You got an overlap that'll happen. When you start at the top and you work your way down, the overlap, right? So we got heat. It just kind of rolls over as it's moving up, right? In theory, where it's going up, the warm air will just kind of go up like this because the overlap, right? When you do it the other direction, let's say this is good, you'll actually have these gaps that'll open, and the warm air will actually push its way through a little bit. So what I've seen, that's why a lot of folks will say, you want to start at the top and work your way down. I've done both. I haven't really seen a major difference. But for those that may want to be concerned and even try to do that, top down, you're not gonna have those gaps that the air is gonna push into, right? So what if I go this way? See how my hand gets stuck in there, but this way it just goes right through. That's the idea. So there are 3 dots next to the message. All I have for options on that though are hold and block. I think it was hold and block. Is it hold? No, it was report and block. So the 3 dots that I have on here, that's all I have access to. So, hey, you're at the garden party. Hey, Shawnee, welcome. All right. Carrots, lettuce, dried beans, and herbs harvest today. That's a good day right there. All you got to do is put that in with some warm water, and you're going to be there. That's going to be, yeah. You just got to throw that in some hot water with some salt and pepper, and you got yourself a good nice little warm meal later. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Oh yeah, I know. It's Shawnee. I had 14,000 people on on the show yesterday. I don't know what's happening, but yeah, it was pretty wild. Which again, I think everybody who's on here, just thank you so much for coming on. If you haven't hit the thumbs up yet, please do. Be sure to comment with where you're at, where you're from. It just helps us all have a better idea of the different areas where they're at. So yeah, I know, right? I'm on the North Shore of Lake Ontario. Yeah, is an animal, 100%. No, yeah, thank you for that. Yeah, no, it's still just yeah. Yeah. So I have 4 compost piles, bins that are the pallet by pallet by pallet, right? That size that are over there. So yeah, I know, especially the compost, it does put off a lot of heat. I have thought, and maybe on the next one, and that's kind of why I'm saying the actual next greenhouse, I may plan it out a little bit. I'm going to plan it out for sure. It's going to be a couple of years, but I think on the east side is probably where I'm going to put a compost bin, basically an area where I can do compost and run some tubing in there, basically to allow that warm air to let it heat some stuff. I've seen some stuff on there. I don't know all the details, but yeah. All right. Ooh, Rockhampton. So wait, yeah, we get here. Lake Ontario, but Lake Ontario. Yeah. I gotta love up here in the Great Lakes. And it's just so crazy too, like the differences, because when you get over to Ontario, just the weather, because you guys get a lot more that continental cold air. I've got we've got the heat with Lake Michigan just doing its thing. So, Trina, what's up? What's up? Welcome. Where are you from, Trina? Did I miss that earlier? Seven or so in the Twin Cities. Yep. Yeah, it's just wild. It's just wild, especially the weather, because we're in 95 and 90% humidity for half the summer around here, and then fast forward a couple months and it's 0 or negative. And again, that 95 is in freedom units. In case you're not here in America, I don't know what that is in centigrade, Celsius, or however you say this, the sea temperature thing in your neck of the woods. I'm not very good at that conversion. Yeah. So yeah, again, so you can see we're kind of cruising along here, guys. Nothing too crazy. There's a couple of these. We're gonna, once we get it done here, we will tighten it up. But I do want to put some more tape down just along the bottom here, and then we'll roll out our next one and just kind of keep going. But you can't see, I am definitely getting a bit of a angle. But remember, this is only to get us through to like December, and then I'm going to have foam insulation on this side of it covering all the way up to here as well. So, this is just meant to be a little standby for this section here. This will be there, and depending on the weather too, I've actually double bubbled. I hate to do rhymes like that, guys. I've double bubbled wrapped this before. Ugh, I can't believe I just said that. Ugh, double bubble wrapped. Jeez. Ugh, that's so goofy. Yeah, well, gotta have a good time with it. Okay, so we're cruising along here right now. Hey, Shawnee, if you're still on there, how long will you be out your property today? Yeah, bubble tape it. Yes, I know. But I just had this I had this duct tape here and I didn't have to buy any more. So that was kind of the deciding factor on this. All right, let's get this guy going. Then should have. I'm gonna take a moment, just hydrate here, guys. If you guys haven't hydrated recently, right? Hydrate. It's important. Oh, super wind. Yeah, we've got all that wind coming our direction right now too. Yeah. Oh, let's see. Yeah, bubble tape. Gosh, how was that? 22 feet? I'm just trying to show my age here. Bubble tape was 22 feet, if I remember correctly. If someone can double check on with their AI Google to see for bubble tape if it was 22 feet, I think I might be right on that. Oh yeah, and by the way, those are wild times back when all the remember. I mean, again, this is a little off topic here, but y'all remember that when we went with that we probably had what a 10-year, 15-year run of all that crazy bubble gum, like the different versions of it. They had what was that one with the zebra on fruit stripes, right? Fruit stripes. It was good for like 2 bites, 2 chomps, and then all the flavor went away. And then they had the other one with the flavor crystals. Was it icebreakers? I think that was that one. Um, they had the standards, but they decided to experiment with all these different stuff. I remember that the kind of a weird little Cinnaburst. Yeah, it's so when I left here, and then when I left here, my second duty assignment in the Air Force was in northern Japan, Misawa Air Base. We get there, and they had beech nut gum, but the actual like legit beech nut gum, and I was kind of blown away. I was like, how was this even here? And it was so powerful. I was like, I can't even deal with it. So yeah, you could eat the wrap. That's right. You could eat the wrapper. I completely forgot about that. Yeah, I completely forgot about that. Oh, 6 feet. No, really? 6 feet. Man, I feel like I don't know why I have that incorrect memory now. That's gonna bother me. I don't like it when I get those false memories setting up. So I'm gonna have to figure out what that 22 feet came from now. It was rice paper. There you go. Guy is an old crackhead. Yeah, you could eat the wrapper. Yep, 100%. Miles per gallon and liters per 100 mile. Ooh, liters per 100. Oh, goodness. All right, so let's run this guy down here. Oh, come on. Man, I have been doing good on these rolls the entire time, and I just flubbed that one up. And I flubbed it again. Okay, I guess this is just going to be let's get all the errors done on like the second to last bit of foam here. All right. So as just a gentle reminder, if y'all have not subscribed yet, please do make sure you hit that like button as well. And if you're here and you haven't commented yet, please do hop in and just let us know where you're from. Like I say, we got also. I don't know if it's some self-defense thing or whatever it is. I'm not sure. It's gonna bother me now. It's gonna bother me for a minute. But we'll get there. All right. So let's see. Actually, let's take a look. That's for those that haven't seen. Let's take a little break. And there's a few of y'all been on from when I did this on the original stream, but here's where my lettuce is at as of today. This is all a black seeded Simpson, and this stuff is really good. But you can just see how, and it's just grown. And again, those folks who know will remember how these guys were started. Like, and that's just in a week, they've almost doubled. They're getting huge, yeah. Oh no, not opium. They're not poppies. Nope, those are just lettuce, regular old lettuce, guys. So yeah, no, crazy. Sean, like they've doubled in size. I love it. Yeah, exactly. You need to get that's right. You need to start your indoor grow. I'm here to peer pressure you into it. So, and then we got our onions. They are, and again, these are simply just green onions. These are going to end up in my ramen that I make. I make ramen from fresh dashi stock. Couple, at least once every 2 weeks, if not once a week, just because ramen's delicious. So those are doing their thing too. So, yeah. So one of my favorite things is the number of there's always weed conversations whenever I'm in my greenhouse. It always cracks me up. And it just always cracks me up, especially considering we've got the prevalence that it's basically you can throw the seeds out anywhere and they're going to grow just fine. You know, especially for you're not doing it for mass consumption. But man, it's inexpensive to just go down to the what's the word I'm saying here? Come on, Ryan, use your words. Dispensary. Just go grab your own. But either way, yeah. All right. What a day, though. It has just been just rainy and just kind of blah day, but we needed this day, to be honest. We really did. We haven't really just had a good rain, and you know, this area, like any other ones, you know, you need to have days like this so you can enjoy the sunshine, which we're gonna have tomorrow. It's gonna be great. All right. Well, we know. Oh no, actually, I can't. I got a lung issue. I can't. It's edibles, so for sure. I mean, this right here. This is one of the shops that's north of me here. Authentic 231. You can check them out. Oh, you're in Northern Illinois. So, honestly, I'll have some spinach started here in a little bit. I kind of, you know, that's going to be the next phase is going to be getting our brassicas started. So I have, actually, this isn't a brassica, but I treat it as a brassica. I got some Swiss chard I want to get going. My Swiss chard this year did so well. I mean, they were monstrous. But I've got Brussels sprouts, cauliflower, broccoli that I want to get started. And they're going to find, basically get them rolling, and I'm going to set up their own little section so that they can do their growing as well once they're up in a little protected area. Mostly Brussels sprouts though, and kale, but spinach is going to be the main winner. And the reason I don't expect a lot of growth and to be able to harvest much from my broccoli or from my cauliflower. Brussels sprouts, they take too long to get there. But the reason I'm starting them, though, is so that they get established. And what happens is they'll kind of chill out in January, February, and early March. They just kind of pseudo-dormant. So they can just kind of sit somewhere and just kind of do their thing. They get a little water, a little sun, they'll be fine. And when I put them out into the garden into mid-March, when that first warm-up hits, they just grow straight up and get huge. And so that way I've got my spring... along all my spring vegetables I'll have some brassicas with them too, but you know, it's just got to kind of plan out because they do take a little bit of a space. And again, it's part of what I'm going to be offering to folks too. So yeah. Roma tomatoes. Yeah, Swiss chard is one of those sneaky, delicious things too. They're really good. I like to use them in a lot of soups too, Swiss chard. It's a great way to just get some good vitamins in there on something as well. So, so yeah, and then I'm going to be testing out, guys, this year. I haven't bought them yet, but I got some new lights that we're going to be trying out. We're going to be testing out some new starter, little starter 3-packs. I'm always trying to try different varieties of them because, you know, one size does not fit all, and I want to keep trying some different stuff there. So broccoli leaves are great in everything, but yeah. I treat a lot like the brassica leaves, like broccoli, cauliflower. I try to treat them like grape leaves when I can, right? If you've ever used grape leaves in any of your cooking, that they're pretty good for that too. You know, you actually steam them and go that route. They're pretty good, pretty robust. They hold up well in stews. But you can also use them as grape leaves, so you can do a wrap with them, like with some, you know, herbed up some lamb meat. Just go completely, you know, Mediterranean on it. It's pretty good for sure. All right, let's just do that there, guys. We're doing pretty good here. I'm kind of shocked a little bit. I think we're gonna have just enough. All right, so we have been cruising along here, guys. This has been, how long have we been on the stream now? Like, oh, hour and a half, man. We have made such good progress. We are straight up killing it here. I don't want to use that phrase. We're doing great here, guys. We're doing absolutely great here. Doing great here. Cool, 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 cool. All right, where'd this go? We're doing well. Oh, what? Why are you guys getting loud at me? They're not very, the chickens aren't very happy today when they can't get out and they're stuck inside the run in the coop. They just get vocal and cranky. So actually tonight I am doing ramen. I've started my, I've already got eggs boiled. They're in the soy sauce right now, getting all soyed up. They're gonna be nice. They're, you know, as far as having them. And then I've just got another order of basically for dashi stock. So I've got all that goodness there. And I've got some fresh bonito flakes too as well. So I've got all the goodness, to put it mildly. It's gonna be good. And the redhead, she really likes ramen, so I like to be able to make ramen for her. It's one of her favorite things. Oh, hey, what's up, Keith? Yeah, I'm technically, yeah, I guess you could say winterizing. It's more for the fall. I have a different setup for the winter, but yeah. So we're getting I've got in my greenhouse here, for bring on folks here, it's 6x6 or 6x7x16, excuse me. And I've got my west wall, my east wall, and my north roof and wall. They're all insulated with foam insulation. And my south roof and my south wall are, you know, just a regular composite polycarbonate. So we're just getting some bubble wrap on now here just to kind of give us that extra layer of insulation. What are you guys? I got some activity over there, so. All right. Where's the last bit here? Oh. Hold on. What are you guys? Oh, someone's laying an egg. Okay. Wasn't quite sure what was going on there, guys. So sorry about that. Okay. Yeah, no, thank you though. Hey, Keith, where are you at? Just curious. You know, one of the things that, if we don't mind, is when you hop in the chat, we just love to hear where you're from. Where you're from. Look at that. Look, come on, guys. Let's look at that roll. After that last roll was just terrible. Look at that. Got something, did okay there. We'll take that. We take those. We take those. Oh, cool. Yeah, yeah. So the thing with just, have you ever done it before, Keith, with your greenhouse? Just curious. You're in Missouri. Oh, cool. Oh, yeah. You guys, oh, good for you. Man, I'm in northern Michigan. If I was in Missouri, it'd be a whole different level of greenhousing going on and growing for sure. Kind of limited, obviously, up here when we get our first time. Okay, so I have a video if you want to. I mean, if you haven't, hopefully I earned this today. But if you go and check out on my go to my page or go to my YouTube page, you'll see a video where I did this as far as my greenhouse. I put foam insulation on it as well as some of the bubble wrap. You can kind of see that. And you go a year prior, I did nothing but bubble wrap for the entire thing. So you can kind of see the difference that's on there. So I've got 2 videos for that. So you can go check that out. It'll help you if you haven't done it before. So, I mean, it'll, I don't know if it'll help you. Hopefully it will be helpful. I think that's the way I want to say that. I'm not saying I'm going to give you all the answers there, but at least kind of show you what I did to do it. Because it does help. It's one of those things, like, I was kind of blown away, like the actual difference it makes. It is helpful. But like I said, I do mine in stages. So it is not, this is just meant for stage 1 for this time of year. So Let's see, what do we got here? Smart stuff. I never winterized. I will say this much, the tips you will learn from my mistakes. We'll go with that right here. So 100%. And so the bubble wrap, just so you know, it's really only good. You might get 2 years if you can save it and really protect it, but it's really only good for 1 year. The UV rays absolutely would just roach it out. It'll just come right apart on you. So like I said, I get the same bubble wrap that I use for packing my holiday presents. It's like, that's just kind of how I do it. I just order enough for both, you know. And if there's any left over from this, it just goes to help with wrapping presents and stuff. So like, that's kind of the idea. Yeah, no mushrooms. Matter of fact, so no mushrooms, but I will tell you this much. During the spring though, a couple things. I have a mushroom factory literally 3 miles that way, and they ship stuff all over the US. So it's kind of nice. I can get gourmet mushrooms for like in bulk for super cheap anytime I need them, which is kind of cool. But we do on the stream here also. I will be, or at least on the channel, I don't stream it because I'm in the middle of nowhere. I actually do videos where I go and I'll be hunting mushrooms as well too, because I have a lot of morels in this area. Turkey tail. We also have dryad saddle. Good Lord, can't even say that there. Pheasant back mushrooms as well. So there's a lot of that going on where I come out and actually do some foraging too on the channel. So it's a lot of fun. Just get out in nature, enjoy stuff. You know what I mean? But no mushrooms in here. I do mushrooms in the let me rephrase that. I do grow mushrooms in my garden. I throw some wine cap mushrooms out every year to let them kind of do their thing. So, hey, later, Andy. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, and if you haven't tried growing wine cap mushrooms, you can order, again, it's another thing off of Amazon. You can go to the sites there. There's plenty of places. There's one in Portland, Maine. They ship nationwide. I don't know if they ship international or not. You know how it is once you start doing vegetables and, doing plants, they get a little weird about that. But they do starter as well. I don't know I don't know the name of mushroom starter is or whatever, like official name, but that's where it's at. Okay, cool. So let's take a look and observe here, guys. Got her done. I mean, done-ish. We're gonna still go through and do little adjustments here. Grow golden tea. Okay, cool. That's awesome. So the bubble wrap, most of the year keeps the temp. Will help kind of keep things above freezing inside of here. There's a couple times then during the months of January, February, December usually it just depends on what the weather's like, but let's say mid-December through most of February. The question was, does this keep it from freezing? And the answer is no. During certain times of year. Other times it absolutely will. Where if it drops down to 28 or 29 degrees outside, this just bubble wrap alone will keep you, as long as you have enough thermal mass in here with enough of your soil and the water and other stuff that you have in here, it'll maintain right around freezing just fine. But during the months of, again, end of December, January, February, early March, I have a heater, and we've talked about it a little bit earlier on the stream, but I actually have this heater. It's got a thermostat that kicks on at 40 degrees, and it just keeps everything just above freezing. So the other thing too, to answer the other side of that, is it also gives you another barrier for air movement. Okay, one of the things with greenhouses is they're meant to have air coming in and out of them. Like, they're not solid, at least on this style. So you've got to, if you want to do it, you have to seal it up. Thing is, if you seal it up too much, now you really got to maintain for humidity and overheating and stuff. It just regulates it better. But during the winter months, the goal here really is just try to keep as much outside and inside. And it does a good job of that. Again, helps to regulate it, I think, is better way to say it. I think that's what you put on there. Stable, yeah, it's what Troll put on there. So I'm in northern Michigan, or west. I'm in northern Michigan. So it's greenhouses, if we want to extend our growing season, are a must. And that's really why you get a greenhouse, is to extend your growing season. Additionally, though, I use mine because I take care of my neighborhood as well. I try to get them as much, help them out as much as they can with flowers and or, yeah, exactly. It does get super humid in there. Yep, if you don't have an exhaust. And at that point, you're also moving some of your heat out. So it's like this whole thing. So otherwise, hey, during the summer months, it's just kind of, I leave my windows open. Like my window and my door during the summer, they're open the entire time. I don't even worry about it for all the reasons. All right, so this last bit I'm going through here, I'm just picking a few spots here, guys. I'm not really trying to overthink this. Any place I see like some large gaps that I can help kind of close up, that's all I'm doing right now. I'll take a look at kind of how the temperature did here, because the sun hasn't been out. It's just been us in here, me running my mouth. So, that's a lot of hot air, right? That's been going. We'll take that to the bank. Put this squirrely looking thing out of here. You just see, so the temperature's gone up 3 degrees like in the last few minutes here. So maybe the sun did come out a little bit. I didn't see it, but that would make sense if we're getting a little more sun, like for it to pop up that much temperature wise. All right, cool. We're doing pretty good here, guys. So, all right, let's take a look here. Hey, Randy, appreciate the kind words. If that's for me, if it's not for me, I appreciate whoever you said that kind words about. So let's take a look. If there's anything here. Kind of show you guys the last little vestiges here. Just some of the stuff that we had done here. So that guy's there. So here are our sunflower seeds. These are our gray mammoth sunflower seeds that we harvested the other day. Got them all dried out. So these guys are going to get bagged up here probably tomorrow. I don't think I'm going to do them today. So those ended up looking pretty good. Our squash and our zucchini. Actually, I got to turn this back on a little bit. Help make sure the rest of these guys dry off okay. And then I've got our summer squash. They all dried up nicely, but I am going to hit them one more time. They do look like they soaked up a little humidity in here before I had a chance to get them. So we'll let this run for a little bit. Probably let it run all night just to make sure everybody's getting dried out. So good stuff. All right. Well, hey, folks, I think I'm going to wrap it up here. Is it no? Okay, that's a bad joke. But I appreciate everybody who hung out this long. Again, it's been a good stream today. I appreciate everybody coming by here. This is just a lot of fun. I'm out here in the greenhouse on a consistent basis. You see me here on the weekends. During the week, too, when I can. And it makes sense. I can get out and do some stuff. So, again, if you're interested in gardening, if you're interested in things having to do around the house, foraging, I'm no expert. I'm just a dude out doing things. Be sure to hit subscribe. Again, if you haven't hit like already, please do. And if you know anyone that you think would benefit from, would like to learn more about gardening and the type of stuff that you see me here on the channel doing, be sure to share it with them and let them know. Okay. So with that, take care, everybody. I appreciate everybody. We'll see you next time.